What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today playing some more Total War Warhammer 2 multiplayer action. We've got a subscriber battle here sent in by my friend Triiari, and I've got several others in the pipeline waiting to go from several subscribers, so I want to say thank you to you guys for sending those in. Today's battle is going to be against the Dark Elves. So Triiari loves his High Elves. He's a pretty great High Elf player. He thinks about the matchups a lot, so I'm always interested to see what his takes are on the different builds and strategies versus other races. So he's got a pretty cheap front line here. Spearman. Going to be taking the brunt of any charges. Going to be fighting, unfortunately, probably against these Hargoneth Executioners here. But then he also has, I think, one of his favorite units in the game, the Swordmasters of Hoeth. And I don't blame him. These guys are absolute badasses in the lore as well. He's bringing up in the rear some Illyrian Reavers, probably hoping to catch maybe some missile units off guard. And then a much heavier cavalry contingent here with the Fireborn, the Regiment of Renown, and the Silverhelms, kind of a tier 2 cav unit, very similar to like the Empire Knights. Better costed than a Dragon Prince, but probably going to be looking to get a frontal charge here. I don't blame him. The Dark Elf player is trying to take up position on this hill, and he's going to catch these Bleak Swords in the back. And the Dark Elf player, unfortunately, trying to move their formation around and countercharge with these Cold One Knights, who do have anti-large, and they're going to be able to get in there on the Silverhelms. And then I'm hoping that Triiari, maybe he's going to go up and around. He's got the Illyrian Reavers circling, probably trying to take out these Dark Shards with shields. Took shields, no doubt, in hopes of kind of fending off any archer skirmishing from the High Elves. But the Everqueen's Court Guard, the elite best archers in the game, have been caught up by these Dark Riders with shields. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they could fight them in melee if they were ordered to, and they could probably beat them back. Now we've got a bit of a fight going off here. A Fate of Buna from the Sorceress. The Dark Elf Sorceress is going to be going off here. But healing, there is a regrowth on Teclis. So yeah, there it is. It's going to pop 100% vigor, but more importantly, going to be trying to prevent the loss of any models on the Fireborn. Only one of them actually died. So with the right amount of healing, he should be able to keep them in the fight for a long time. The Spearmen are not going to be able to hold up against the Hargoneth Executioners, but they are pinning in these Cold One Knights quite nicely. And they are managing to fight back the Dark Riders here while still managing to shoot. You got to love the Sisters of Avalorn. They're just an amazing unit. The Illyrian Reavers here are causing a ton of havoc. They're a fast-moving light cav, and they're getting in and amongst the archers, or the crossbowmen, for the Dark Elves, and the Cold One Knights are having to respond in order to take them down. And a few gaps in the line is going to allow Triiari to send through his Spearmen to try and aid in that fight. But check out the Hargoneth Executioners, guys. With their giant Kopeshes, they're going to be able to just carve through these Spearmen. The Swordmasters here were buckled by an overwhelming amount of units. Swordmasters here, though, managing to clean up. A couple side cycle charges, and the Supreme Sorceress has been caught out. The Lore of Death. She is on horseback. She probably just got a little too close to the action, and I don't think Triiari is going to let her escape. Now, as well as some of the parts of the Dark Elf line are doing, others are not doing so hot. Good use of the Silverhelms to ride down these Dark Riders, drive them off the battlefield, free up your Everqueen's Court Guard, and allow them to keep firing. 46 models still left, so those Dark Riders didn't do much. Fireborn still quite healthy. Extra Dragon Princes, I didn't notice these guys, but they're going to be pretty amazing here in the fourth quarter. They are more anti-infantry focused than the Fireborn, which have their anti-large bonuses. Look how beautiful. The Hargoneth have no protection against that. And the Dragon Princes, if all they do here is get a couple kills and pin in these units, slow them down with some cycle charging, just allow the Court Guard to do its work, and Teclis is going to get a lovely net that's overcasted. That's how we know it's because it's AoE. And that's going to be it. The Dark Elf player is going to concede. What a quick match. That was the first time I've ever seen this match. I didn't expect it to be like sub 5 minutes. But very good play. Really good use of Teclis, countering the Fate of Buna with the regrowth, using the nets here at the crucial time, knowing that it's going to allow him to cycle charge, take advantage of the range that he has left on the battlefield, using the Spearmen to soften up the front line, letting the Swordmasters be the ones that pack the punch, and then ultimately, I think what really did it in for the Dark Elf player, and let's go ahead and we can look at the score screen, is going to be a bit of misallocation of these Cold One Knights, they needed to be mirroring the cav charges. The fact that these Illyrian Reavers were able to rack up so many kills is kind of crazy, because these Cold One Knights outclass both of the Illyrian Reavers as well as the Silver Helms, and they'll do a pretty good job versus standard Dragon Princes because they do have anti-large bonuses and the Dragon Princes do not. So for the most part, he was really well prepared to take on the cav game. Also having just one unit of Dread Spears, I would say probably the worst investment on the Dark Elf side of the battlefield is the Dark Shards, and I understand it. Whenever I play the Dark Elves versus any archery-focused faction, I love the Dark Shards. If you can just get them in close enough, you feel like they can do a ton of damage, but oftentimes they're just not able to perform. And against this cav-heavy build, sadly, they just weren't able to do anything. I think what we saw mostly was just a bit of perhaps mismicroing. Maybe not having hot groups set up as well as they could have been. Maybe in situations like that, I could even see it being prudent to put the Dark Shards in the front of your formation, trying to maximize their range. That way, at least while the superior ranged archers of the High Elves are shooting at, maybe your shielded Dark Shards, at least your Dark Shards are probably close enough in range to get a few volleys off of, their armor-piercing missiles on things like Spearmen and the Swordmasters. So that would just be my 2 cents. And then, of course, always try and keep your squishy caster lords away from the main battles, because otherwise, you never know. They might get caught out by some Fireborn and absolutely trashed. Super high tier unit. And, thinking correctly, that Fate of Buna on this target was absolutely right. It was just a little bit of quick play from Triiari that allowed him to save the Fireborn at the right moment. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it's a quick video. I have plenty more lined up. Trying to do maybe one a day for the next couple days. And yeah, I've been feeling the Warhammer bug. I am looking to build a new computer, desktop, that can take more advantage of the graphical settings of this game. Right now, it's very difficult. As high-end as my laptop is, it's very difficult for it to record, go into slow-mo, play on ultra, and especially like in the campaign maps. So I'm hoping to get a really high-end desktop that I'm looking to build myself, and with some new graphics cards and just lots of new components that I'm hoping will alleviate all the problems that I've been having and allow me to do some Total War Warhammer 2 campaigns, which is what I've always wanted to do since I started my YouTube channel. So I hope you stick around for that. Look forward to that in the nearish future. Got some shopping to do. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care.